I actually didn't expect to come on stage right now. And, you know, every time when I have this, you know, like nervous breakdown or just like feeling really nervous because of the speech or because of any performance, because of the, I don't know, script writing or being on the set, I'm always imagining that I'm being the audience. So I'm imagining that I'm sitting there on the chairs, I'm drinking coffee right now, and I'm seeing a speaker, you know, I'm slightly bored because I'm imagining that there is 4 more speakers to go, oh my God, and I have to go home, or I haven't had my breakfast, or I skipped lunch by mistake then. And I feel a bit bored, I feel lazy, I don't know how I will sit on these slightly uncomfortable chairs, not literally, maybe literally. And so it's, yeah, I'm not nervous anymore. And then when I'm actually in real life, I'm sitting on these kind of chairs and I'm at the, let's say, conference or at a meeting or at any this kind of event, and I'm bored, I'm imagining myself being a speaker on the stage and thinking how they will feel, how they talk, how they look at me, sitting somewhere there, you know, leaning slightly at the back of my seat. And that helps me to be you and you to be me. And at this moment, I feel that I am having opportunity to see myself from so many points of view, from so many different rows, and from so many different eyes. And this is something unique for me. You know, just right now I was in the hotel and I got a call from a driver whose car was down and saying, can you just come down? And I couldn't hear him because the network was so bad and he couldn't understand me because maybe network. And he was trying to explain, and then he's saying it, are foreigner che. And he just put it down and he said it to someone. And I heard it. And I heard it so many times. And I realized that I have like 3 things in my life that never change, that always fascinates me. And it's border, collaboration, and happiness. But you know what I hate the most? Visa officers. And visa offices. You know this feeling, right? When you're going and you have to get your visa. God forbid Canada or US visa, that's the worst, right? So you're going there and, you know, and why it's always like at 8 o'clock in the morning, 9 o'clock in the morning. Why can't it be like 4, 3, no, 9, so that they know that we are most fragile. And it's strange that it's not at 3 a.m., you know, something like that. So you're going there, white corridors, white doors, and you're sitting. And no matter how educated, whether you're married, unmarried, happy, unhappy, who you are, it's always frightening experience, always. So you're sitting there, and you hear this moment, and then you're coming to this window, and you smile. And you smile to that person. And you haven't ever smiled like this to anyone in your life. Your grandmother, grandfather, mother, no one has seen this smile. You're like, please, please. And in your head, I'm like, I hate it. And you're giving, and you're waiting. You're waiting. And the person like, where's your death certificate? And like, no, but I'm still alive. It's like, no, death certificate. You're like, mine, I'll bring it. And you will bring anything he needs just to get this visa. So he's like, okay. And put it somewhere. And like, thank you so much. Thank you. I'll see you. Have a nice day. Why you need to be so nice? It's too much, right? And you are going, and you know, you feel hope. Then a couple of months later, you're coming. And you're waiting and you're seeing, and it's granted. You love everyone that moment, right? You love these visa officers, you want to kiss him, you want to hug him. Thank you so much, let me know if you need any help. And then you start walking away, or rejected. You hate everyone that moment in time. You hate everything. You hate him or her. And you're coming up with like different ways how to kill that person in your head. I came out with more than 15 ways to kill the visa officers, believe me. And so you feel this, you know, confusion, anger, and humiliation. That you just realize that you're not a drug dealer, you're not a human trafficker, you are, I know, you're just a normal person who just came to get your tourist visa because you want to see, I don't know, Eiffel Tower. And you got rejected, so you realize that you are this piece of flesh that needs a stamp to move from one corner, I don't know, of the earth to another. And that makes you then think who you are and what you are and what's your nationality and what makes you Ukrainian or what makes you Indian. I'm proud to be Ukrainian. I am proud to be Indian. I haven't done anything for that. I was just accidentally born in that country, and hopefully I will do something for that country, and hopefully I will do for many more countries, but there's nothing to do with proud yet. So, tricky question always for me when I'm living here, I have my production house here, I made 2 feature films here, I built team whom I love and feel comfortable with, I feel at home, and yet, most common question that being asked to me is, so how do you find India? How do you like India? I mean, how do you like your own sister? I don't know, I mean, you hate it and love it at the same time. I mean, who's here from Ahmedabad, for example? A lot of people, right? Or no one? Oh, you're from Ahmedabad. Do you like the city? This is the right question, answer. This means I love it and hate it at the same time. Because only tourists can love, oh yeah, what a great city, I love, you have great campus, and it's actually a great campus. But when you study here for 5 years, you're like, yeah, I don't know, love and hate at the same time, right? So, and then later on, you realize that, so you are fine, all these annoying questions, fine, but then you're going, let's say, to a studio head, and you wrote a script, you sat on that script for a really long time, you're coming and he's reading the script, and like, great script, but I'm like, what? You're not Indian, right? Okay, let's put it this way, yes, no, yes, no, or yes, fine, so choose your answer. It's like, so how can you make films in India not being Indian? Then I'm in Ukraine, and I wrote a script, I'm pitching it to the studio, they read it, they liked it, and they're like, but you're not living here, right? I'm like, yeah, but I'm Ukrainian. It's like, yeah, but how can you shoot films in Ukraine if you have not been living here? So you're not kind of Ukrainian. You're like, okay, so then you have to know the country. You have to understand India to make films in India. It's not math or physics to understand that, right? You're either living there or not. I'm living here. So I kind of have to make films. But we have this notion, these boxes. I mean, I understand I have to be in the circle because there is camera, will not capture me here, right? But actually it's strange, interesting. Subconsciously, I feel much more comfortable being here than here. Really, it's not like rebellious, juvenile nature. It's actually, and walking here around. So, and that's strange, right? That we are always talking about nature of a nationality, then of a nature and of just humans, right? When, yes, it's true, we need to know your own history, you need to know your roots to tell the story. But then you need to know the roots of the humankind to tell much larger stories. And this is what we're trying to do. And I guess whether I eat poha in the morning or I eat oats in the morning, that doesn't make me bad or good filmmaker. I remember that one was incident, I was in the school, I was in the 8th grade, and teacher left somewhere and said, Daria, you will be right now head of the class. And just make sure that everything is silent. And I remember I was walking, in 8th grade, walking between the desks and confiscating notebook after notebook, notebook after the notebook, so that I can submit it to the teacher who will later on make the notes of complaint and to send to their parents. And it was such an actually incredibly strong taste of power that after that I realized that I just shouldn't enter politics, ever. And that's why I chose filmmaking. I knew that I kind of would be able to do it and yet not to be a bad person, or just to find a way of collaboration. So my school was trying to create, this moment of race. I need to be better than another person. I have to get better scores than my best friend, and this is what will make me happy. And interesting that I don't remember anything from my school. I don't remember what I was inspired by, what kind of subject I used to love. I remember me mugging, complaining, oh my God, I won't be able to score the exam, and I was scoring exam really well, and nothing was coming out of it. And then I went to university, and the situation was completely different when people from different disciplines were able to communicate and collaborate with each other. chemistry students, they were interacting with theater groups were interacting with political science students, and they were coming up with so many different ideas. We're making art exhibition, film festivals, some lectoriums, different theater plays, exhibitions, and that was the most, I guess, one of the happiest time of my life. And then I learned that communication is different from collaboration. In the new world, or I don't know, this world that we're living in right now, we think that all of us were connected and we're communicating with each other. We're using WhatsApp and messages, you know, like we can Instagram, wow, Facebook, but we're not collaborating. When we are just dropping a message to our friend, hey, you know, how are you? That's not collaboration. That's just communication. And I feel sometimes we're being trapped in this zone of, really comfortable zone of our own red circle with our phone. We are kind of connected to the world, but we allow ourselves not go out to uncomfortable zone and to collaborate, to pick up the phone and say, listen, should we meet? Let's discuss the idea. And this is what my fear with the new world, because I feel that the most fragile communities in the actually history of humankind or religious groups, those people survive who knew how to collaborate or who knew how to learn to collaborate with each other. And collaboration is much more important to the grades that you're getting. I feel that we shot our second feature film, which was called Namdev Bhau in Search of Silence. Tricky shoot. The main character is an amateur actor, hasn't ever acted before. He's actual driver, and he was driving for 40 years of his life. Now he's in front of the camera. And everyone was not sure whether we were able to make this film or not. And we did, of course, we have very limited budget. We didn't have money even for our post-production. And we needed to find a composer, music composer. Music composer, they are expensive creatures. So we decided to just to put music from the film Pursuit of Happiness, Hollywood film, into our film just to see whether emotions will work. Damn, and they worked. And I felt really bad because I realized that I want that composer. So I'm like, listen, let's just find, what's his name? Andrea Guerra, let's find him on Facebook. So I found around 5 to 10 different Andrea Guerras on Facebook, and I wrote to all of them because I never knew, yeah? I didn't want to take chances. So I wrote to them, as the film, can you just check out the film? He checked it out saying, send me the full film. Okay, I sent him the full film. He's like, Daddy, I'll do it. I'm running to my producer and I'm like, Deed, he will do it. He's like, ask him how much he will charge. You wouldn't be able to afford that. Will you charge something? He's like, no, I'll just do it for free because I like the project. My producer didn't believe it. And then cut to 2 weeks after, we in Rome, in Italy, writing music with Andrea Guerra. After that, I realized that if you have a really strong idea, no matter where you are, who you are, you can find people who will collaborate with you, who will believe in you just because you're doing something new. And we can create something new only by collaborating people who are different from us. So if you have, you know, like this friend who is just digging his nose and really like a really bad looking guy, most probably he's the one with whom you can come up with the idea who will change the world, which will change the world. He's the one, believe me. So we need to push ourselves out there. We need to communicate. We need to find those really weird, isolated people whom no one is talking to. You know, they look weird. Maybe it's us. We look weird, and no one wants to talk to us. And we need to create our communication with them and then collaboration, because that world hasn't seen yet. You know, that is, we believe that we always need to be better than yesterday, right? That's the sentence. Let's be better than yesterday. But better than what? Than yesterday? You mean day or yourself? Yourself. Yeah, but what's the scale to say, oh, today I'm actually better than yesterday and tomorrow I will be better than on Tuesday? I can't say. I'm just am, right? I'm just whatever I am. That's it. So it means that you can't be better than something. The only way, I guess, what we can do is to be in an always moment of change. I recently went for this concert, and there was a guy who was performing on the stage, and he was not good. And I looked at him. He was enjoying. People who was listening to him were enjoying. And I was like, he's not good. And then I just stopped. Why should we always judge and saying good, bad, good film, not good film, I like something, I dislike something? What if we will be always in this neutral zone of just accepting existence of someone creating on the stage or coming up with the idea, coming up with the business. And that's something maybe will give you happiness. My always dream were to make certain amount of feature films before I will turn certain amount of age. I did it, I didn't feel anything. Then I really want to go to the festivals. I went, I didn't feel anything. I want to get awards. I got some, I didn't feel anything. But the moment when I saw Namdev Bhau, Maharashtrian driver, walking on the red carpet in London next to Keira Knightley, and not knowing who she is, why you should know, you know, I felt happiness. When I saw him sitting on the flight for the first time in his life, you know, eating flight food and heating it and then taking out some, you know, some really oily samosa and eating it and hiding it from me, I felt happiness. And then I realized that maybe it will take us much longer time to achieve certain goals that everyone thinks what success is, but I will take very slow path with the right people, with maybe sometimes the right things and the right support, but small steps to come out of this red zone, but to feel happiness. Because I feel happiness is the only goal that will make me feel different, that will push me to be different, to create something, to communicate with the new people, to read more books, to listen to more music, to just trying to feel existence that I didn't feel before. Because I feel that what we do, whether we are doing education, whether we are businessmen, whether we are filmmakers, but the energy that we transmit on the set somehow, magically, transmits on the screen, and people see it. When you're manufacturing an object or a product and you actually feel really involvement in it, the customer will feel it. I don't know how it works, but it works. And I realized that for me the biggest failure, it's not to fail, but not able to inspire people. When I came to India, I wasn't able to speak English. And then I had to direct theater play, and I didn't know how to do it in English, but I had to write script in English as well. Today, I have to speak in English. And every day, I'm just overcoming these weird obstacles which just make me happy, because I'm sharing them with the right people in the right moment. And I hope you were able to understand in all the speech my English. Thank you so much.